If your family's like most, school has been back in session for a while now. Some children can't wait to go back to school. Others, they aren't very excited. We all know these reactions are pretty normal. In today's installment of our Parent Teacher Corner series, we'll take a look at how you can work with your child's teacher to make the new school year go more smoothly. That's important. Please welcome Candace Hackett Shively, Director of K-12 Initiatives for TeachersFirst.com at the nonprofit The Source for Learning. We also have with us Rob Monson, who is the principal of Parkston Elementary School in Parkston, South Dakota, and president of the National Association of Elementary School Principals. And we welcome Joan Jarrett, president of the Association for Middle Level Education. And of course, Joan has been with us before. Welcome back, Joan.
Thank you.
And welcome to you too.
Nice to be here.
Really important topic to talk about. I love this. So Candace, I'm going to talk with you. I know at the beginning of the school year, because it happens with my girls, they're excited about the teachers, they're excited about their new books, the supplies, but how do we as parents keep them more focused on the learning?
Well, hopefully you can work together with the teachers on that, because collaborating is really how you're going to help your child learn it both at home and at school.
And Rob, your thoughts?
I think one of the most important things you can do is have conversations around the dinner table about specific things that happen during the school day.
Now, here's something that's important for me, because I try to talk to my children every day. How do you support your child with the learning? In other words, how can a parent be aware, know the signs that there's some trouble going on with maybe some subject or something at school?
Well, you definitely need to tune in. Teachers will communicate, but you need to tune in, check the email, check the backpack, watch the class webpage so you know what's going on. And one resource that teachers like to use to communicate is something called Teachers First that gives them a quick way to find great things to recommend for parents to use at home.
All right, tell me about Teachers First. What exactly is that?
Well, Teachers First is an advertising-free website that's offered by the nonprofit, The Source for Learning, and it includes 12,000 free educator-reviewed resources, and it gives them ideas specifically how to use them and how students can use them in the classroom and how parents could use them at home to support learning.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Joan, let me bring you in. What are your organizations doing this school year to, open the lines of communication between the school and the house? I feel like there's always a gap.
And I totally agree with you. Our website has great resources for parents. We have something called the Help pamphlet, which describes the characteristics of middle school children. We have something called the Family Connection, which is used by schools and is a great tool for parents. We have a corner store that can be used by parents. We have a number of resources on our website that will help parents, and it's also used by teachers.
Excellent. Rob?
NASP.org has a plethora of downloadable pamphlets and handouts for our members that can be photocopied and sent home. Just a lot of great resource topics there to use.
Now, Joan, I know you deal more with middle schoolers,
Yes.
right? Okay. Well, that's a tough time for kids. I believe, and I've heard from my friends, because my kids are still in elementary, that the kids kind of shut down, they stop talking to the parents. How can parents help this situation, and how can you help them handle this better?
Well, my experience is with middle level parents, sometimes I think their job is done at that age because these children are more self-sufficient. This is a time that they need to become even more involved in their school. Stay involved, have conversations with the students, know what sites they're on, just be more involved, be active with them, listen to them. Maybe read a book together so that they can talk about it.
Right. You really can't let go. Candace, your thoughts?
Well, I was just thinking that when I was teaching in middle school, I know that the middle school kids love to show their parents that they're smarter than their parents are. So give them a chance to use something like Dates That Matter. That's an offering from Teachers First, where you learn a little bit about something that happened today, but it doesn't just give you a fact. It kind of walks you through questions and you figure it out. So the teen or preteen can go home and be smarter than their parents.
And that gives them a little bit more confidence and, empowerment, if you will. Rob, how about at the elementary level? And that's where my kids are at.
Well, I think anything you can do together with them, as an example, is maybe you pull out the cookbook of whatever you're going to do for supper that evening, and you have them read it with you or do the math on some of the measuring.
I do that.
Or mapping, if you're going somewhere, have them help you map. Just anything you can do together to show that learning is important and something that never ends.
Exactly. And I always tell them at the end of the day, I hope you two still want to do this with me in 3 or 4 years. And they always say, Mommy, we will. And I'm like, yeah, right. Let's wait till the teenage years come. Okay, sit down. I don't want you guys to leave because we've got more information, more things to talk about. So when we come back, our education experts here will show you how parents can use the technologies their children are already using to help them become better students. So keep it right here on The Balancing Act. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were talking about how parents can help make learning fun and interesting. We continue our conversation with Candace Hackett Shively, former teacher and instructional technology specialist. We also have Rob Monson, the principal of Parkston Elementary School in Parkston, South Dakota, and the president of the National Association of Elementary School Principals. And finally, Joan Jarrett, the president of the Association for Middle Level Education. Welcome back. I guess, Candace, for today's children, they're using all these gadgets, and it drives me crazy, but you know, it is reality. Are there ways parents and teachers can help them get excited about learning with these gadgets?
Absolutely.
Really?
Definitely. You have to use it as an avenue into learning, because if it's where their interests are, then you use it. And it's a great way for them to learn to collaborate with other students as well. So an example I could give you is Globe Tracker's Mission, which is, it looks like a blog written by 2 teens. It's on Teachers First. And actually it's teaching geography and map skills and landforms, all the things they have to learn in standards-based social studies. But the kids think they're reading a blog written by 2 teenagers that are sending text messages to their annoying little sister Pandora.
Really?
And they're traveling around the North American continent or around the world and following a mission. The kids even get to vote at the end of each episode about what happens the next week.
What is it called again? I'm writing it down.
It's called Globe Tracker's Mission.
I love this. All right, Joan, I'm going to bring you in now. How can I ensure that maybe they're using the right resources for something that's effective and not negative?
Well, one of the things, middle school children are very able to make good decisions, but they have to be guided. They have to be taught that with the internet and sites that they're on, there's responsibility, there's also consequences, but it allows for great collaboration with what they're doing in their schoolwork.
Rob, would you like to chime in?
I think it's important to remember that all these gadgets are merely tools behind the education, and it is important to make sure that they are supervised when they're using these, whether it be the internet or they're texting or whatever. Make sure they're supervised.
Very important. Now, Candace, I suppose this is a place where Teachers First can help.
Definitely, because if you want to go and find good resources so that you know your child is using good resources, use a source such as Teachers First to find things that are reviewed by others that know the business and know good materials. Teachers First reviews things, educators write the reviews, and those resources even include things like some of today's web tools the kids love to use to show what they know and be creative on the web.
I love that. And again, I think the best part is it's free, right?
Yes, it's absolutely free, and everything Teachers First reviews is also free.
I got to tell you, this was great information. Thank you, Joan, Rob, Candace.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. And if you'd like to try some of these great resources with your child, just go to the website, and that's teachersfirst.com.